Hello, my name is Kelly Ann Matuskiewicz and my website is www.kellyanncorey.com, and today's video is about the 3 indicators, and there's more, but I wanted to narrow it down to start to just open up your mind to take a look at what might be going on. The 3 indicators that your nervous system is hijacked. I'm going to be talking about how it's affecting your life, your weight, and your emotions, and why perhaps the things that you've been trying haven't been working. All right. Hi, Steph. Hi, Karina. I'm just going to grab my coffee. Here we go. That's why I'm a few minutes late. Hi, Tish. How you guys doing? Ladies, how are ladies in the house? Lovely to see you. Radiance, thank you. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, my friends. Okay. So what the first thing that I'm going to do is just share this, and then we're going to jump right in. And if you have any questions throughout this period of time, post them below. But my intention always, I just feel like I want to make sure this is clearly communicated, is that when I come on these lives, that I'm actually also transmitting energy that is supportive in waking up something inside of you, right? Having you go from beyond your mind and into your body and into your energy field, and to tune into the part of you that's greater than your physical body. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what is the nervous system. First of all, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to tell you from a metaphysical point of view and how I see the body and how I work with the body, is that the nervous system, if you can think of it like the background operating system in your computer or your cell phone, right? It regulates everything. So it says that if there's physical pain, it will, shoot off, I'm not going to use medical terms because I'm not a doctor. Hey, Pickles. But it's going to shoot off, I'm going to say it's going to shoot off the transmitters that say there's pain here, and it's going to send to the area of pain, not only signals that there's pain, but also adrenaline and whatnot. Hi, Karen. When you are under stress, it's going to ignite your adrenals. When, it's when you do go into that state of fight, flight, or freeze, all of the energy and blood actually comes in from your arms and your legs and into your body, so that you can or does it go the other way around? Again, I'm not a doctor, and we're not talking about healing here. We talk about healing and I'll be all over it. But what it does is your system shifts so that you can actually do what you need to do, right? You need to run away from the tiger or the crazy old, dog or something that's chasing you in the neighborhood, right? I know it's been a while. Hi, Karen. It's been a while, Pickles. Okay, so your nervous system. So your nervous system is the thing that is operating in the background, right? And when it's hijacked, when your system has been hijacked, what that means is that it's like you're not operating at the best capacity. It's like you're trying to, drive a car with 3 cylinders instead of the 8 cylinders that you have available. Or, you're trying to operate your computer system without internet, right? Imagine that. No, right? It's just not going to work. It's not going to work well. I mean, yeah, maybe you can use Word and Microsoft Office, but if you want to get onto the web, you need that background system, the Wi-Fi, to be operating efficiently. So how that shows up in your life. So one of the indicators is that you're going to feel what I'm seeing. So what I'm sharing today is what I'm seeing, some of the commonalities. So resistance. So when your system's been hijacked, you're going into resistance. Why? Because when your nervous system's been hijacked, it goes into a state of fight, flight, or freeze. So now there's a very good likelihood that you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking with your right mind. There's choices and decisions. There's chaos, right? So when your nervous system is been hijacked on a physical level, I shared some of what that is, but on the outer level, there will be chaos. There will be, I made some notes here, and they are freaking terrible. I was like, oh, this will make so much sense. You won't be able to think straight. So the decisions that are coming to you for you to make they're going to be hard to make. And even when it comes down to making choices around, what you want to do inside a relationship, what you want to do about a job, what like you, maybe your system may be hijacked when you are feeling confused. You're not sure what you want to be doing with your clients, with your work, with your life, right? So when your system's hijacked, you'll feel overwhelmed. You'll feel really stressed out. You'll feel, always talking about resistance. You'll feel, heavy, depression, anxiety can be kicking up. And so a lot of times what happens is when people start to feel the discomfort, they try to soothe the discomfort, right? And so when you're soothing the outer thing, how do I say? So it's like when you're bringing soothing to anxiety or overwhelm without getting to the core of what's triggering all of that, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches or surgery, right? It's only just going to be temporary. And that's why if like a lot of what you're trying to do now to create change in your life isn't working, is because you might just be getting at the surface level versus the deep level. So in this case, your nervous system, right? Because what I've seen happen, so far this year, it's been pretty gnarly for some people, as far as especially the sensitives who are, going through these energetic upgrades or expansions of their consciousness. And so it's like these huge surges of energy have come in for your upgrade, and it like zapped some systems, right? It put some systems into nervous systems into hijack. And then when you go into hijack, right, you're in fight, flight, or freeze. So it's fight, flight, or freeze. So it's really like you'll feel lost, right? You don't know direction. You're really a lot of confusion. So instead of like trying to find out, okay, what is the best next step that I need to take? What is the thing that I have to do? You really want to go inside to your nervous system. Your nervous system is what needs to be brought into balance. Now, I do these in the sessions that I have available for January, the energy clearing and the recalibration session. But you can work on your own energy system by, like, it's almost like try just like bringing your energy back into your body, right? So taking your mind off of the focus of the thing that's happening outside of you and bring like peace to your body, right? Breathing, like saying to yourself, no problem, everything is okay, everything is working out, like, breathing, taking an Epsom salt bath, getting into nature, walking, doing yoga, dancing, some kind of movement, but bringing like your being into your body, right? Because it's like flight. One of the things for flight is you just want to take off. And a lot of times what happens is people's spirit takes off, their mind takes off, or it gets on overdrive, right? And so, before to do any of the changes that you want to make or get any of the clarity or, do the next step, bring your system into alignment, into peace. It doesn't have to take a long time, but just like you do daily maintenance on your teeth, or in the shower, you take a shower, or you're doing something with your hair every day, or you're eating every day, right? You're feeding your body. You also want to, just, if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling depressed, you got to work on your nervous system. You got to, bring that. So I'll tell you right now. So first thing is like, maybe some kind of movement, some kind of breath, meditation, going outside, taking a bath, but also taking a look at like, what am I thinking? What are the thoughts that are going through my head? Because when your system is hijacked, your perception of what is happening is skewed, because now you're in survival mode, and now all you can see is that everything that's wrong, and how can I get out of this? How am I going to survive? How am I going to pay the bill? How am I going to, expand my business? How am I going to, resolve these challenges inside of my relationship? How am I going to, bring my body back to health? So another way so when I said in the title, is like, it's, how when your system is hijacked, how it affects your life, how it affects your weight, and how it affects your emotions. Now, what happens is with your weight, so if you're working out and you've got a goal for this year to release some weight and be more fit. I want to sip coffee, hold on. Erica says all of the above. Yeah, say more, Erica. So with weight, what happens is that when your system gets hijacked, it's going to hold on to everything that it can. It wants to make sure that it's going to survive. It's going to store fat for when it needs it for fuel, right? Because your system says there's a alert, 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 there's a problem, right? And the problem may be that your finances are getting tight, or you got to fight with your partner, or something happened outside of you that needs resolving, and or you're feeling stressed about even putting yourself out there in your business and sharing your art and sharing your healing, right? Because when you go to expand and share more of who you are, that could potentially trigger some inner vulnerability, some inner fears, and your body is like freaking out, and so that it holds on to weight. Now, when I went through my whole weight loss journey for practically half of my life, at this point, I was up and down. I would lose, 20 pounds. I would gain 30. I would lose 15. I would gain 25, until I finally have lost and kept off 100 pounds. But through that journey, I was stressing myself out so much around like working out or deprivation and dieting. I was like stressed out. I was so stressed out about trying to lose weight that my body was fighting against me, because I was in stress mode. I was in, survival mode. And then my body wasn't going to release the weight because it was stressed out. So if you're, wanting to release weight, or if you notice that you're holding on to weight, it may be a signal that your nervous system is hijacked. Okay. And now your emotions, when your system is hijacked, I notice if I keep one thing in my hand, I don't talk so much when I'm doing video, talk with my hands so much. When I'm editing these and to put them on YouTube, I try to find like a screen where I can like do a snapshot of it. And sometimes my hands are always like in there. Okay, so emotions. Now the same thing is that if your emotions are elevated, if you're feeling like you're out of control. Now here's the thing that's so important that I want to make sure I'm clear about, is that your emotions are not wrong or bad or anything. Of course you want to feel them, but if you are in a state of where it's like it's actually taking you over and you can't get beyond it, and you can't stop crying, or you can't get out of the anxiety or the panic, it's like you've got to go in. It's like it's working on the energetic system. It's working on the energy of your nervous system versus trying to do something outside of you. And so when your emotions are elevated, again, it's hard to make a choice or decision or get clarity for yourself, because your system is like, the word that's coming through is hot wired, right? It's like, it's hot wired. So what do? Well, a lot of times when a couple of things happen when emotions start and get erupted, is that people like want to pull away from it because it's uncomfortable, right? So emotions are just really energy in motion. And a lot of times when, it could be a couple of things, when your emotions are like so elevated and you can't get out of them, your system's been hijacked, or, you're just very emotional and you're letting a lot of release. It's just that it's energy that's moving that you haven't allowed to move for a really long time. Okay. So what's happening with what happens is in life, when you're carrying old stuff that's not serving you in some way or another, a pattern, a belief, a fear that you're holding inside of you that you just can't bring with you. If you think about it as like an inner program, right? Like a computer, an operating system of fear, of past trauma, of betrayal, of hurt. If you're moving forward in life and you're wanting to, share more of who you are, if you want to really tap into your spiritual gifts and your superpowers and your art and your talents and your message, anything that's on top of that. So like I said, like a belief, a fear, an insecurity, a vulnerability, a betrayal, a hurt, a trauma, anything that's on top of that is going to get churned up so that you can release it and get it out of the way. So, and what does that have to do with the nervous system? Well, what it's doing is it's actually freeing up your nervous system, right? It's like it's not holding on to this, because what the human psyche does is that it, on a subconscious level, it holds on to past pain or betrayal or hurt or, unforgiveness as a way of protecting or keeping yourself safe. But that's in the background in your file system, and it's like hanging in the cache of your nervous system. But it's not really gone until you actually allow it to go, right? Until you finally do the forgiveness, until you finally decide that, holding on to this heartbreak is really, like, you understand that it's really the thing that's getting in the way of attracting the love that you want. Or, even forgiveness, or what I see with people who are hold on to extra weight too, is that the like past betrayals or resentments, right? And so if you think about it, like your nervous system is holding on to all of this, and it's like just waiting for something to do so it can release it. And life will come, it will trigger these experiences. They'll either come through as experiences as your car breaking down, or your purse getting stolen, or your partner picking a fight with you, or your boss, doing something, or your client deciding to, cancel or something, right? So, or not, or your courses aren't filling up, right? So it starts to, when this stuff happening in your nervous system isn't resolved, it does start to affect your outer life. And then that's the way that your higher self is showing you, hey, you got stuff going on. Like, it's not gonna, your life isn't going to allow you to advance if you're trying to carry old stuff with you, if you're trying to carry old pain or trauma or beliefs or fears or insecurities with you, right? And so I have this a little fuzzy on my nose. Hey, Max. So you can't carry this stuff with you. So life will come and it'll start to manifest outside of you. Relationship challenges, money challenges, home challenges, like chaos, physical things, breaking your car, the furnace, something, right? To trigger something inside of you to let it loose. And so rather than taking a look at the thing that's outside of you, it's about a signal about going inside. And not only, and this is where I did a video yesterday, it's like you can't just shift it in your mind. Like, sure, you can say, okay, everything's okay, no problem. That's definitely going to bring the elevation down, right? You're going to, clear your energy. You're going to get outside. You're going to, take a bath. You're going to dance. You're going to move, right? That's going to bring some clearing. But to create a shift in your system where you're really just creating a new reality for yourself, you've got to let that inner energy go, that inner belief or that fear or that trauma, that thing that you're holding on to as like protection or reminder to not let happen again. You've got to let it go on an energetic level. You've got to let it go beyond your mindset. Okay. Hi, Sonny. And so how do you do that? Well, it's some of the work that I do as a facilitator of energy and consciousness. And I have used for myself tapping. EFT is a great self-care tool to help shift on the physical, psychological, energetic levels. I have found that doing EFT with another practitioner has catapulted my shifts much more quickly, because there's a big reason why we don't let some of this stuff go, right, in our nervous system, the fight, flight, freeze stuff, because it's like we've created these, as I said, like safety mechanisms, protective mechanisms. So anytime that you're coming into the experience to create a shift around those safety mechanisms, then your system is gonna get triggered and be like, no, I can't let go of this. This is how I'm staying safe. This is how I'm managing. This is how I'm keeping my anxiety in check. You can't come in at it. And so that's why sometimes you can't see for yourself what another can see so easily for you. And then when if you ever hear me saying like, I can read their field, I can read their energy, I could see what's going on in your nervous system. So one of the first things that I do in my work with my clients is I take a look at what is going on in their energy system, and that has to be cleared out, and their nervous system to be recalibrated, so then we can bring the shift. Now the reason, hi Megan, and so another reason why people actually stay in that fight, flight, or freeze state is that it's a familiar space. They know how to manage the pain. They know how to manage the trauma. They know how to manage the emotional distress, right? Going into the new space, right? Into a new relationship territory, or bringing your work out into the world in this whole other level, and sharing your message and your heart and your vulnerability and your beliefs, right? That's a whole new territory. So it's like, if you're trying to go to that next step and break through to that next level, or, really bring into your life the things that you want, and it's not happening, it's very likely that your nervous system is like holding on to something that it doesn't feel safe, right? So the changes that you're wanting to make may not be coming because you don't feel safe. And you can't always see it for yourself, because you are the one that protected the mechanisms that help you feel safe. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, leave them, like post them, or if you're catching the replay, post them and I'll come back to them. But two things that you can think about when if some of this is what I've shared today, you recognize, and you know that the state of being that you're in is not working, right? Something's not working, right? The first thing you do is you realize, okay, something's not working here. I realize like the state of being I'm in is not at the best and highest capacity that I know is available. I don't want to be managing my anxiety anymore. I don't want to be stressed out. I see that life outside of me is chaotic and disruptive. So that's a signal to me that there's something going on inside of me. Okay. Then you have to make a choice. You have to make a conscious, intentional, purposeful choice. Because a lot of times, especially in this transformational and healing work, in the work that I do, is that people will come to me and they'll get very, very, very close. And then the protective mechanisms in the nervous system start to get triggered because they know that a shift is going to happen. And it starts to, so then they get freaked out a little bit, right? They're like, oh, wait a minute. And then they start to come up with excuses of why they can't do the work, right? They don't have the time. It's not the right timing. They don't have the money, right? It's all these. So you've got to take a look at, where is the choices that you're making in your life coming from? Are they coming from that part of you, that future self of you that did the work that needed to be done to get you to that space? Or is it coming from the fearful place that wants to feel safe and secure and not be disrupted? The important thing that I'm just going to leave with you now is that the energy work that I do does not have to take a long time. If you even check out my page, I just posted a note from a woman. We did a very short session, and so I'm offering these recalibration and energy clearing sessions right now through the month of January, and I just posted the link. And it happened, the shift happened really quickly, and her energy field cleared, and then like other stuff had cleared. She recognized after the session that other stuff had cleared that was keeping her in a state of it was like she was feeling very anxious. And when your system is hijacked, it could feel like you're going to die. It could feel like you're going to be annihilated. But really what it is those protective mechanisms that aren't serving you anymore. So it doesn't have to take a long time. We don't have to go into the pain or the trauma, because in the work that I do as an energy medicine practitioner is I go into the source, the core, the root of the problem, which is energy in the energy system. So if the changes that you're making or wanting to make aren't happening, you may be only making them from your mind, and they actually need to come from your energy system as well. They need to be changed in your cellular. They need to be changed in your auric field. They need to be changed in your energy system, right? So mind, body, spirit. All right. I posted the link here about the energy clearing sessions that are available through January. I rarely do single sessions unless somebody is inside a group, and that's offered as a bonus. But I was on a hike not too long ago, and I got this message to offer these single sessions because it's just like, you may just need to get over the hump. You just need to be able to bring your system, your nervous system, to a calm space so you can make that clear decision about your business, your relationship, or even with your body, because it's like, again, it's like, it's really challenging to make decisions to, make changes in the way that you eat, or to get to the gym more, or to, put your beliefs in business and message out into the world, if your system feels like it's not safe. So if you need to get over the hump, if you want to bring your nervous system to a state of stability, if you know your energy's all over the place and you want to clear your field, if you're wanting some channeled direction or intuitive guidance, the session is a perfect fit for that. If you have any questions on whether or not it's a fit for you, post it below or send me a message. But hopefully this video was supportive of you and you got some insight about what's happening and what you can do to bring relief and clear what is causing the chaos and disruption. And I'd love to hear the post below what came through for you. And thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.